explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or novex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044.
Streaming from this.
Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have two ears and one mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
You could try, but because it's integrated,
Both
so it's kind of, in the early days when I tried that, I'm still hearing myself, although it's supposed to be taken.
Or you just have to set up the input to use that speaker. That's all right.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and it's good here, so you can hear what you're saying. Say if you move away, support can pick up from this box just in case you move away.
Right. That's what I had in mind too when I say I like the box.
Both sides of the story.
All right, studio, I take it you, afternoon, I take it you have the song, Jamaica national song. And if you do, then let's go.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body, in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up, I promise to work diligently and creatively. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body, in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Just from the corner, so just in case we might come back in time.
Come back. The National Pledge Song by the Children of Jamaica, and before that, the National Pledge. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 14th day of the 7th month of 2022, which is the International Decade, well, part of the International Decade of Healthy Aging and the International Decade of Sustainable Development. It's also the International Decade of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the 14th day of the second month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and we thank the National Meteorological Service for keeping us abreast of those developments, weather-wise and otherwise. We've been hearing about the Saharan dust and the low-level stream and other concerns as far as the weather is unfolding. We are looking forward to even better conditions than we're enjoying right now. It definitely can't be better than this. If you're just tuning in, we're coming to you live from the Whitehouse Community Center in Whitehouse, Westmoreland. This is the venue for another in the series of town hall meetings organized by the Ministry of Local Government, looking at disaster preparedness, looking at hurricane preparedness, looking at the work being done by some of the agencies which fall under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. And here's a reminder of the 2022 Atlantic, the hurricanes. The hurricanes that which have been forecasted. So we have Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Daniel, Earl, Fiona, Gaston, Hermin, Ian, Julia, Carl with a K, Lisa, Martin, Nicole, Owen, Paula, Richard, Shari, Tobias, Virginie, and Walter. Those are the names of the projected systems to impact the region. We should remember to prepare ourselves in more ways than one, and we're going to come to some of the useful information that will come in very handy under any condition, not least of all under storm conditions. And so let's greet you with some of the other observances. But as far as the forecast is concerned, it's expected that we will continue to experience those hazy conditions because of the Saharan dust. But of course, there are other areas of concern that people have with respect to some of the areas where they live and whether they have enough time. And I say they, whether at the community level or the national level, enough time to make adjustments and identify possible short-term solutions to some of the perennial problems as far as flooding is concerned. And so we want to remind those of you listening, wherever in the world you are, listening and watching online here on both sides of the story, we want to remind you that there is an induced trough across the central Caribbean. And as the trough lingers, both the Saharan dust layer and low-level jet stream will reduce across the region today. However, there's a tropical wave which is expected to move across the island Friday night, that's tomorrow night, into Saturday. Be mindful of that. And there's a low-level jet stream, as we said, which is a narrow band of fast-moving winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere. And so the forecast for the rest of this afternoon: isolated showers across sections of central and western parishes, partly cloudy across hilly areas, windy across southern parishes. And tonight will become fair. And having given you the general gist of the forecast for the rest of this afternoon into tonight and tomorrow, let's remind you that July is being observed as Cord Blood Awareness Month, Healthy Vision Month, International Group B Strep Throat Awareness Month, Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month, National Cleft and Craniofacial Awareness and Prevention Month, Sarcoma Awareness Month, and UV Safety Awareness Month. The month of July is also being observed in celebration of our healthcare workers. It's Healthcare Workers Month, and yesterday was Healthcare Workers Day. And we'll come back to telling you some more when we come back from this break right here on this special edition of Both Sides of the Story. We are in Whitehouse in Westmoreland, and we look forward to your full participation. We hope you'll stay with us from now until 5, and that you'll rejoin us at 6 o'clock this evening for the second consecutive town hall meeting organized by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. It's been going on for a few years now at this time during this month, and we will tell you more when we come back.
Walk into Margins Pharmacy and you'll feel better. The service is clearly different. Margins Pharmacy, code 876-703-6335. The time by Margins Pharmacy is 2:15.
This is Crime Stop. How may I help?
No, them bears some illegal gun, but me know what them know say I'm guitar.
Don't worry, sir. Crime Stop is privately funded and run by the PSOJ. Everything reported here is anonymous. It's just like you're invisible.
What about the reward?
We provide cash rewards for information that leads to an arrest or recovery. We'll stash the cash wherever you like, so nobody will ever find out.
All right, me tell you.
Make the call. Crime Stop 311. Solving crime pays.
July's Healthcare Workers Appreciation Month. Come make we salute our healthcare workers who fought for us during the COVID-19 pandemic. You are our heroes. Healthcare workers, thank you for your commitment, service, and sacrifice. Self-respect.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Track and field fans, get ready, set, go! Tune in to Power Play Monday to Friday, July 15 to 24, 7:30 p.m. as track and field analyst Olive McNaughton gives us the daily roundup and best moments from the World Athletics Championships in Oregon 2022. Coverage of the World Athletics Championships in Oregon will be brought to you by LS Duhaney and Company Limited, the Electrical People, and KFC. It's finger licking good.
Let's go. Hoy es jueves, el 14 de julio 2022. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. Come back. C'est jeudi le 14 juillet 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de ceux parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, de lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. Come back. All we're saying is it's Thursday, the 14th of July, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. welcome, Mark. As we said at the start, it's another in our series of parish focus broadcasts. So the parish focus component usually takes place between 2 and 5 in the afternoon. And then within an hour of that time, we get ready for the live town hall put on by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. That's scheduled to start at 6 o'clock this evening and will go for a couple of hours. Presentations from the relevant agencies and community representatives. And we'll be hearing from the Minister of Local Government and Community Development himself, as well as other key presenters. And that will be followed by a question and answer section towards the end of the program. And then that will be a wrap for the day. And so what usually happens around this time, insofar as the town hall is concerned, there's usually a mini expo, which is happening right now, featuring for example, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, the Social Development Commission, that's the SDC. There is there are other organizations. I think Heart NSTA Trust is supposed to be here as well, and there are others to come to be a part of this exposition. The sun is out in all its glory. There's an ever-present gentle breeze, ever so often, caressing us as it passes across this green field just in front of the community center here in Whitehouse, Westmoreland. We're not too far. We're just a step away from the sea. The market is to our left, and I would imagine there are those who are having fun at the beach, and there are others who are just liming or lounging. Now, we couldn't come to Westmoreland. We didn't get to share this bit of history with you yesterday of a great daughter of the parish of Westmoreland, the great Honorable Dr. Cicely Williams, who died in Oxford, England on the 13th of July, 1992. And some of you are perhaps wondering, who is that? Who is that? Well, that's the great Dr. Cicely Delphine Williams. She was born in the hills of Kew Park in Westmoreland on the 2nd of December, 1893. Her heart was touched at an early age by the sick children from poorer homes in the district where she lived. They were dying from what people called marasmus, M-A-R-A-S-M-U-S, an incurable disease. Alternatively, it was alleged that a ghost was sucking their strength. Well, in Jamaica, we wouldn't say ghost, right? A duppy. Dr. Cicely Williams began her medical studies at the age of 20 and graduated from Oxford University with a Bachelor of Science and Surgery in 1923. Little did she know that this would lead her into a distinguished medical career, caring for the health of mothers and children, and at a time when prejudice against professional women was widespread, she would become the first among women in her field. She was the first woman to be appointed by the British Colonial Medical Service to be sent to the Gold Coast, which is now known as Ghana, the first foreigner to receive the Joseph Goldberg Award of the American Medical Association, the first to receive the Order of Merit and the first woman to receive the Ceres Medal, an honor bestowed by the World Health Organization, WHO, for service of the highest order to mankind. In addition, she became a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians and a companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George. The medical symptoms of swollen bellies, diarrhea, and vomiting, which she had noticed in the hills of Westmoreland, were also evident in the Gold Coast when she went there. In studying the problem and its possible causes, Dr. Cicely Williams, from right here in the parish of Westmoreland, discovered that a diet rich in protein could reverse the condition and thus leading to a dramatic decline in the death rate. She announced to the world that the problem was protein calorie malnutrition, and she named the disease kwashiorkor, 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 which is the African term used to characterize the illness. It was one of the greatest discoveries in the 20th century, for it has saved the lives of countless numbers of children and has been of tremendous significance for the poorer countries. While subsequently serving in Singapore during World War II, Cicely Williams was captured and imprisoned by the Japanese. She was able to use the same knowledge of protein deficiency to treat her fellow prisoners and so to keep the death rate much lower than in other camps. When she was released, badly malnourished, she returned to Jamaica in 1946 to recover from the effects of her imprisonment, and very soon became involved in other pioneering work. She was appointed a member of a team that was looking for a cure for vomiting sickness caused by ackee, Blahia sapida, the botanical name, ackee poisoning. So here was Cicely Williams again, from right here in Westmoreland, working on a cure for vomiting sickness, as it was called, which was caused by ackee poisoning, particularly in children. It was recognized that the poisoning was due to a chemical in the ackee known as hypoglycin, Hypoglycin. That's why we have to clean the ackee and take out that red thing in the middle there. Take it out, because it could be dangerous and indeed deadly. So that chemical in the ackee known as hypoglycin, which led to a dramatic fall in blood sugar levels. She recognized what was happening. She helped to develop a simple sweet drink treatment that saved thousands of lives. During her lifetime, Dr. Cicely Williams served in 58 countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean, and lived to see women respected and accepted as physicians and lecturers in universities. As we said, the late, great Dr. Cicely Williams died on the 13th of July, 1992. And she, where was she from? In the hills of Kew Park, right here in the parish of Westmoreland. There's more after the break.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Importers, shipments requiring you to pay customs duties and taxes are cleared on a customs goods declaration known as an IM4 or IMS4. Ask your clearing agent to provide your customs declaration, customs assessment notice, and customs receipt once duties and taxes are paid. Where your clearing agent may not be able to provide the IM4 or IMS4, request your customs goods declaration registration number or C number, which can be used to verify your payments. Importers, request your IM4, IMS4, or C number. It is your right. For details, email the Jamaica Customs Agency at public.relations@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
In need of a locksmith? Call Lock Safe and Vault Limited, the experts in the business, specializing in safes, vault doors, cash protector units, locks, crowd control, and locksmith services. Lock Safe and Vault Limited, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Telephone 924-555023 or 924-012425.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Let's go. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346.